Ah, this book made me. I know the last book. I know I said the last book made me angry, but this book made me. This, this. I need some exercise. One, two, one, two. Do those lightly stand up videos. Up, 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 out, out. Anyways, welcome to the D. Louise book series. I'm Christina Kristina. This is where we read books, talk about books, and I'm all excited. I got a new idea for a series, so we'll see what happens. Um, so it took a while. I was trying to figure out what the hell all these murders have to do with Seventh Heaven. He comes up with some weird titles. Um, so this is book 7 in the Women's Murder Club, and we have Lindsay, who was a lieutenant and was solving really high-profile cases when her boss agreed with her that she's better off in the field solving high-profile cases, and he demoted her from lieutenant to back to detective. And I have my complaint that in Eve Dallas's world, she's allowed to go out in the street and be a lieutenant and be a boss too and investigate, etc. And that's one of the reasons why she doesn't want the captain bars, because then the captain bars will put her more in the office and give her more office duties. But she wants to remain on the street. And her I wish I was thinner. Um, her superiors, agree that she's better on the street, but they also want to see her get promoted. Now with Boxer, on the other hand, the guy's like, well, you can keep your salary. I don't know if they allow that to happen in the Eve Dallas world, but they demote her back to detective. And also, she slept with a coworker, which I think was totally uncalled for and was unnecessary. And I really, really hated that Patterson did that. It just screwed the whole book. Just there's a little bit of, oh, they work 24/7 together. I want to touch you and I want to do this, but I can't because you're with that other guy now. It's just, I don't need relationship angst in my detective books. Um, so we have Boxer, Lindsay Boxer, and it's weird that because I picture Angie Harmon in the role, and because that's what she played, and she was a brunette, and Joe, the boyfriend, keeps calling her Blondie. But anyways, so we have Jacoby, who was her partner, has now been promoted over her, and Conklin, the new guy that she slept with the one night, and still sort of kind of has itty bitty feelings for, and Toshio is the superior, and then we have sorry. Then we have Claire, the Emmy, who's about to give birth, Yuki, the attorney, and Cindy, the newspaper reporter. And when we start out this book, there are several different things going on. We have the disappearance of Michael Champion. We have arson fire murders that are going on. We have the thing with Yuki and the book writer, Jason Tilley. And we also have the stuff with Lindsay and Joe going on. And we also have the ending, which really pissed me off to no end. Because then it made the whole book useless. It didn't matter. And I was furious at the character, and we'll get to it. I don't want to spoil it up front, but I'm going to spoil it at the rear. And I usually don't spoil, well, I'm not going to spoil the bigger case, but I am going to spoil the other case because it just is. If you know me, I have this saying, it's just. It's just. Fill in your own sentence, whatever words you want to use. It's just great. It's just horrible. It's just indescribable. It's just like my Star Trek Fridays have tanked. They used to be my highest rated videos, and now they're not even getting 5 or 6 or 7 video views. I could use the like and subscribes, by the way. I guess I need to put one of those boxes up. I'm trying to figure out how to do that. But I just, I've been doing this over a year now and nothing. I saw this lady the other day. She's got over 200. Like, dang, I can't even get 200. And then that guy last week who was looking at 10,000. It's like, dang, I can't even get to 200. But anyways, if you're gonna subscribe, stay subscribed for a couple weeks. Whenever I get a burst of subscribers, like if I get 5 subscribers, 6 will unsubscribe. So I'll end up in the negative category for that week. It's ridiculous. So the book has I like, unlike our J.A. Jance lady, each character has their own POV chapter. They have their own POV chapter, and not split chapters like Jance did it. So Lindsay has the majority of the POV chapters, but then we have Claire gets one, Yuki gets one, Cindy gets a couple, the killer gets a couple, and the other killer gets another one. But I'm really, 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 really pissed off about the ending, and I don't want to get to that just yet. But I want to tell you the ending pissed me off so much I was having nightmares. I literally had nightmares. I mean, this didn't take all that long to read, so then it was at night, and I had went to sleep, and I literally was so pissed off that I dreamed about this book all night because the ending just pissed me off so bad. So these people get robbed and killed in the beginning, and then Yuki, Claire, and Cindy are having a women's week murder club, evening, camping out and having a little, relaxing before Claire gets, which, has the baby and all. And Lindsay gets a phone call from Jacoby saying that a witness has come forward saying they saw Michael Champion. And apparently he went missing a few months earlier. And so they go to investigate. And this madam says, yeah, no, she didn't see him, didn't know him. Then she says, she did see him. And then she says, yeah, she killed him and she sliced him up and all this kind of stuff. And the fact that they went with it is bothering. Is bothering in the first place. This woman gives a full confession with tons and tons of details, and and then they take her to court and they find her not guilty. And that was frustrating for the characters in the book, but the ending makes it even triple and quadruple and quadruple troubling for the reader. It just pissed me off. It just massively pissed me off. Unlike the previous book where the killer got off with reason of insanity, this one is declared not guilty, period, because there wasn't any evidence against her. There was zero evidence. It was all circumstantial hearsay, and they never should have gone to trial to begin with. And the whole thing, it just, oh, good God, I'm sorry. I don't want to spoil it too early, but Jesus Christ. But I always like sharing a little bit of the books. You know that if you watch my videos, I like sharing a little bit of the books. And what um what did Cindy tell you? I asked him verbatim. She said, "Here's Martha. Lindsay got a break in the Campion case and she's on it. Tell her she wrecked our weekend and I'm calling her in the morning for a quote and she'd better give me a good one." So that's she gets home to Joe. And Joe and her later have a little bit of a tiff saying that they see less of each other than they did when he was in town, when he was flying back and forth from coast to coast to coast. He has since transferred to California. And I'm still trying to figure out, because it becomes prevalent in a later chapter, and I didn't realize this. It wasn't told. I didn't. Sorry, I got it. Um, I I don't know why I made this mistake or this error or assumption, but I assumed, and very much incorrectly assumed, that when Joe moved to the West Coast, that he moved in with Lindsay, but he didn't, because it becomes prevalent in this later book that he has his own place, and I didn't know that. And that, I mean, it works for the the storyline, and why Patterson did this to Bach, I don't know. I guess it was just a little another plot twist, a little number of suspense, or not suspense, but angst, character angst. He wanted to give Lindsay a little hurt, I guess. I don't know, or the reader's a little hurt, because it didn't really. It just it's so we have these kids or people killing rich people, going into their house, pretending to be friends of their college kid, giving all different types of excuses to get entry in the house. Once they get entry into the house, they get guns, they tie the people up, they steal from them, and then they burn their house down. So we've got that storyline going on. Then Yuki is doing the court for the lady that confessed to everything. She's in court most of the book, and she's fighting. She is trying to convict this woman of murder, and there's no evidence. There's nothing. There's no knife. There's no blood. There's nothing. There's no body. There's nothing. And that's why the woman is said not guilty, because the prosecution couldn't bring any evidence. I don't know why it went to trial in the begin with. And then Lukey is also being stalked by this writer guy, and that has some consequences to it. You'll read the book for that one. So let's get to this ending. And this is massive spoiler, and I'll leave all the other plot lines, the relationship with her and Conklin, the relationship with her and Joe, what happens with Suki and Jason, what happens with Claire. There's a big thing at the end with Claire. I'll leave all those. I'm going to get back to the thing that pissed me off so much right now. Spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. Oh, I did want to bring up one. They, what did I wanted, there was a couple of points I wanted to make before I get off my high horse here. Yeah, the defendant recants her confession. So, and there's no physical evidence at all. And Joe brings up this case, and I looked it up, and I was gonna say before the ending pissed me off to no end. Joe brings up the fact that this reminds him of Leonard and Leopold or something like that. Leopold, and we have to look it up. That's where the beginning idea came from for this book. Two guys in the early 1900s were really intelligent, and they thought they would get away with the perfect murder, and they didn't. And even in 1900, with very little forensics or anything of that stuff going on, I don't know if they had fingerprints yet. They were starting to. Maybe they didn't get them to the 40s. But I wrote it. Well, I thought I wrote it down. Oh, here it is. It's not really prevalent to my. I so I all right. Now this would be spoiling the okay. All right. That would have been spoil. I don't want to spoil the bigger case, but yeah. But that was I was gonna read that. What I want to spoil is the other one. Um, so it turns out, spoiler, the guy isn't dead. And I think this girl has got shit for brains, but it worked out for her. If it didn't work out for her, then she's got shit for brains because she bought it. She bought it hook, line, and sinker. And the fact that he actually went through with it, kudos for the guy for going through with it. But shoot the girl in the head. What the F was she thinking? So these two people want to be together like Romeo and Juliet or some shit like that. And instead of leaving the country together or moving to another piece of the country together, because no one would ever know if they just went to another country together. No, they come up with this cockamamie idea because I guess it's not specifically said, and I could probably go back and examine those chapters a little more carefully, that maybe he hates his parents so much that he wants to make them suffer unbelievably. I don't know why, but him and his girlfriend decide, hey, look, I'm gonna go to Mexico, and he does successfully, unseen, unknown by anybody. And she could have went with him, and that would have been the end of it. But then there would have been no book. I was so pissed off. He leaves the country. He goes away successfully. She stays here. They never checked her phone records or anything. What the F was up with that? So then 3 months later, they get an anonymous phone call that he was seen leaving her place. And someone else verifies that he was seen leaving the place alive. But since this girl confessed that she killed him and dumped his body and all this kind of stuff, the police believe her and they lock her up and they go through this big trial. And she's acquitted. She's found not guilty. Then she goes to Mexico to be with him successfully. But before going to Mexico to be with him, after she's pulled this, I don't know why she did this. Why didn't she just go to Mexico in the first place? Pissed me off to no end. But then, why in hell does The guy sends her, takes a couple of vials of his blood, takes an old shirt of his, and mails it to her. And then before she splits and goes to Mexico to be with him, she leaves it for the prosecuting attorney going, here's the evidence you need. The shirt and the blood to give to the father. Why? Why? Why didn't you just leave 6 months ago and go to Mexico with him? You never would have been seen again. It would have been a missing person case. Why did you go through this big shenanigans of confessing and then when it all went correctly in your mind that you were acquitted and you spent all that time in jail, what for? What the hell did you spend all that time in jail for? You could have been sitting pretty. Don't step. My cat stepped on my computer in the middle of my rant. What the hell did you go to Mexico? Why did you go to Mexico? Why the hell did you go through all this crap for? What was the purpose? What was the purpose? You could have just went to Mexico with him in the first place. Why did you make up this stupid story about killing him and cutting him up and putting him in a McDonald's dumpster and all this stuff? You could have went to Mexico. He just could have been a missing person. Was all this for angst for his parents? Did he hate his parents that much? I mean, come on. What the hell? And then why just not go to Mexico and be done with it? Why get the blood and the t-shirt and leave it for the prosecuting? Why? When you've successfully run away together to Mexico, why? You want to hate, he wants to give it to his father extra more by giving father evidence of his decease. And his father's supposedly quite wealthy. What happens when the father passes away? There are no heirs now. I just don't get it. They just could have ran away together successfully, peacefully, and quietly. That was so stupid. Why did they fabricate evidence for Yuki to give to their father when she's going to open the case and they're going to go looking for them? What was the point of all that? I mean, why? It was so frustrating. I was up all night having nightmares about it. Why the hell did she give Yuki the bloody t-shirt for? Why? You successfully pulled this off. You successfully went to Mexico. And I don't understand why you didn't go to Mexico in the first place. What the hell? Why did he do this to you? Why did you do it to yourself? Why did you spend all that time in prison on trial for murder when you knew the guy was perfectly alive in Mexico? Why didn't you just go to Mexico with him in the first place? I don't get just that whole just bothered the crap out of me. Sorry. Oh, I'm serious. So that's my spiel. My 20 pages of notes. And then there's the fire thing. And I didn't get the book. I didn't get the title. I really didn't. It's explained. It was a graphic novel, some Latin and stuff. So you'll have to check that out. But that's what it is. It's a good, I don't even know if it's, I was more frustrated than anything else. I'm more angry than anything else about the ending. I just didn't get it. So anyways, please hit the like and subscribe and let me know I'm doing a good job. I'd really appreciate the thumbs up. I could use it. Thank you.